Alright, this champ is crazy. There we go, there's the video. No, but seriously, I was so wrong about this champion, and I never made my opinion on this character vocal because I was not really doing YouTube during that time, but I was just like, this guy just seems okay, like, damage output's fine, like, he's just kinda there. No. He's not just kind of there. This man is a monster damage-wise. And his damage is so monstrous to the point where he can just take so many meta defenders just because he hits hard. Like, that's the sole reason why. Right there, just one shot, a rank 3 bullseye's health pool, and that was like 36 seconds. That is unreal. That is like actually so dumb, man. His damage output is just dumb, and it's so hard to stop his damage output because he is a direct damage dealer. Like, he does direct damage, which is, you know, no one's immune to pretty much. Additionally, all you have to do to get your damage output is parry. You get bonus charges when parrying special attacks, and otherwise, yeah, just parry regular hits and you're chilling. It's that easy. And yeah, here we're gonna go for the heavy attack into the SP2, and we just one-shot a Killmonger's health pool, a rank 3 Killmonger's health pool, in 34 seconds this time. So we're decreasing the time every time, but I think like 34 seconds is kind of his peak. Actually, no, that's a lie. I think it's like 31 seconds, which is insanity, right? But yeah, this is a 7-star rank 3 Black Panther Civil War. We got permission to use this guy a bit earlier than like his release, which is Friday, just so we can showcase him to you guys. And yeah, I'm so happy that happened because this man as a 7-star is absolutely crazy. Now, this is a Sig 200 Black Panther, and the signature ability is very important when it comes to fight time. An unawakened one is still very strong. It just, you know, has 20 less charges at the start of the fight compared to the max Sig, and those 20 charges contribute to that insane damage. So like, you can still get to this damage output unawakened. You just have to parry a couple more times, which is fine, right? It's just a fight time loss. But this is like an example of where the max Sig really does help, because having those extra charges will be enough to like get rid of some really high health pool opponents. For example, Maestro here has massive health. He has that glancing as well. But here's one cool thing about Maestro, he doesn't glance special attacks. So you're going to see right here, we bait out the heavy attack, go in, drop the SP2, and look at those bleeds do work, man. And he is just melting at this point, and the fight's over just like that. That was a rank 3 Maestro health pool, almost 400,000 health in 33 seconds. I just don't even have words for it at that point. Like, that's insane, man. That shouldn't be legal, but yeah, this man is coming to you very soon. Banquet details did drop, and he might be a bit harder to get than, you know, most people were hoping for, but I'll make a separate video on the Banquet and my thoughts on it. But for now, I just want to have fun with this character, because yeah, he's so much fun to play. Now we have rank 3 Rintra, which will be very common very soon. Honestly, I'm starting to see them like right now, so this is now a, you know, important thing to like counter Rintra. If you're a Rintra counter, yeah, you got bonus brownie points, man, for sure. Here I dropped the SP2, and he's starting to melt, and it's just game over at that point. Like, there is nothing he can do. The bleeds just wipe him out, and that was like a 40-something second Rintra takedown, which for his health pool is very, very solid. Now we have this spot fight, and it's spot. It's nothing super difficult, right? But he's still like so good against these science characters, and I'll show you why right now. You know how like versus those Maestro or Rintra health pools, the bleeds did like a lot of the work to finish them off? Well, when the opponent has like a decent size health pool only, and they are science, you can guess what happens when this man is like fully charged up and ready for the special attack too. You're about to see it like in a few seconds right here, but yeah, check it out. We're gonna go for the heavy attack, and he just one-shots with the SP2. no bleeds necessary. Like that was just foul, man. And here's a quick showcase of like this one thing that he can do, which is absolutely crazy. So you know how you gain bonus charges from baiting out special attacks and parrying them? Well, if you want, you can just straight up never bait a special attack, which is absolutely crazy, right? You have to reparry to get to like, you know, that point obviously, but once you get to it, yeah, they just kind of get one shot by the heavy attack SP2 combo before they get to 3 bars of power. So yeah, it's wild, and the fight's over, and we baited 0 special attacks right there. Yeah, at this point, I just have no words. Now we got some more gameplay here in act content. Like that was enough of like the battlegrounds test. Here's him in like story content, and I'll be like completely honest, this is where he might like fall off a bit, because the higher the health pool, the less flashy he is, obviously, because he is a very burst heavy character. You invest SIGs into him so he can take those battlegrounds health pools insanely fast, right? But versus like the story quest health pools, it really doesn't matter the SIG level, since he will always have to do more than one rotation, unless it's power shield, then this happens, and yeah, he just one shots. Like this man, base damage wise is crazy, obviously, but then you pair him with like any node enhancements, and it's like, dude, this just isn't fair. This damage output is genuinely so silly, man. But you know, like all fun aside, I guess, there is one thing that is kind of noticeable with this champion. He really doesn't do much except for that crazy damage. Now, this usually is enough to just be like fine for most cases. For example, these next 2 battlegrounds metas, which is right now power shield and the next one is safeguard, he works completely fine. So like his no utility thing, it doesn't matter, since he will just one shot any defender, right? But there are some cases, especially in like story quests, where you do want to have some utility bits, and he doesn't really offer too many of those. So he's not like the best story quester out there for sure. There are a lot better champions that do more, but when it comes to just like burst damage in those shorter fights like battlegrounds and alliance war is kind of a toss-up, because like I said, his utility isn't really all there. But in battlegrounds, this man is a threat. And it's kind of funny how like the fact that he has so little is kind of what makes him such a threat, because you know, sometimes if a character has too much, then like one node can just shut him off completely, and it like ruins the rest of their kit, right? For example, White Tiger, take away her furies and then she's kind of just nothing. And like it's kind of easy to do that with certain nodes, for example, you know, like the Fate Seal one. But this man, he's just direct damage. He's also just like parry to get your charges. They're all passives. He's just kind of, you know, so hard to stop. And yeah, now we have this, let's see. Oh yeah, this is like a skill node. It's like the haunted node, I'm pretty sure. Very straightforward for Black Panther, and yeah, he's pretty good for like these vanilla skill lanes. He does have access to cleanse, which does help his skill kit for sure. It's like 4 cleanses on the SP1, but yeah, besides that, he's got burst damage. He's pretty tanky. His health pool at ring 3 is almost 100,000, which is pretty massive. He also has physical and crit resistance. He also has block penetration, so he might be a sneaky good two-way champion, because like yeah, his block penetration is pretty massive, and if you want to be like, okay, I'll just parry him to avoid the block damage, he'll just reflect your stun, and then yeah, you'll just be completely cooked. And there we go. As you can see, there is one thing to know about these higher health pool fights. He is very, I don't want to say he's bad, but he is not the best at closing out fights if the initial SP2 and bleeds don't do the job. Because if you don't one-shot, it's definitely a slow burner to get back up there, but in most cases, you just won't have to worry about that, because if you use him in the right spaces, he's just a one-shot champion. He just has the burst damage to do that. So yeah, it's honestly pretty hype. Honestly, it has me thinking, like, Will you ever have to worry about that if he's like your first 7-star rank 4 and you're just like punching down on poor 7-star rank 3 characters in Battlegrounds? That'd be kind of crazy. I mean, to be fair, he wouldn't be a bad first rank 4 because he's like really good for the most, okay, for a lot of players' most important game mode, right, which is Battlegrounds, so he will have use there. Plus, he's kind of a dual threat because he is going to be very hard to take down, especially as a 7-star rank 4 champion. So, I mean, I don't think we're gonna get 7-star rank 4s anytime soon. I mean, I know some players are, but I think the common player will have to wait a bit longer to see their first rank 4. I know we get one catalyst from the challenges, and then we get like some more maybe in the banquet crystal, but it's like 1%, so it's gonna be really hard to form some stuff there, but you know, we might get it soon, and this guy could genuinely be a good option. But yeah, this has the calcify node, so like he will place a petrify on us with every special attack activation, but with our cleanses, he just never really gets to do it. So yeah, it's a very straightforward node. There I dropped the SP1. The damage output with the SP1 rotation isn't really all there, obviously, but it is what it is. He's one of those characters where like, yeah, the utility's there, but the trade-off is you lose out on like your, you know, your damage that really sells you in the first place, right? But that's okay. It was still a decent fight time, like under a minute. That's fine for like his utility fights. But yeah, then again, this does have parry vulnerability, which is a massive damage upgrade for a champion that does nothing but parry. So yeah, you know, maybe not the best showcase realistically, but it's okay. He's still just doing his thing, and this fight is going pretty well so far. So actually, I do play this one a bit better than the last one because I save his special attack for when I'm in my damage mode so I can parry all of the hits, and yeah, look at the result. It is beautiful. Just got 26 charges just like that. Then I go for the heavy attack very soon, and it should close out the fight pretty well. There I drop it, and yeah, there he drops the SP1. We cleanse the petrifies, so there is never any unblockable from steady build up unblockable. And there you go, fight's done, just about anyway. Yeah, there we go. So Black Panther, I'm a fan. I really like this guy. He genuinely surprised me. I was so wrong about him initially. I thought that he was just mid, but no, there is a ton of potential with this champion, especially if you fully invest into him. So let me know your thoughts on Black Panther Civil War, and yeah, that's about it for me.